Hello and welcome to the History of Star Trek, the Gorn Hegemony episode. Hey, before we get started, don't forget to leave a comment. We enjoy discussing whatever topic it is we're on for an entire week before moving on to the next. Share your thoughts about the Gorn Hegemony. And here we go. The Gorn Hegemony was the governmental body of the Gorn, a reptilian species first encountered by the United Federation of Planets in 2267. This first encounter with the hegemony was a hostile Gorn. This first encounter with the hegemony was hostile as the Gorn were claiming Cestus III, a world which was then occupied by a Federation settlement, as their own. Despite this, the two powers had resolved the conflict over Cestus III by the 2370s, when a human settlement did indeed thrive there. Prior to actual contact there, little was known by Earth of the Gorn. Among minor bits of knowledge that did exist was that, according to Orion privateer Herod Sar, in 2154, a planet in the Gorn Hegemony brewed the finest Murdor in 5 systems. The Gorn's first contact with the Prime Reality Federation took place in 2267 when the Gorn attacked, with impunity, the Federation colony and outpost on Cestus III. The Gorn saw the strike as a preemptive move since they regarded the Cestus system as part of their territory. The USS Enterprise pursued a Gorn starship from Cestus III into a previously unexplored region of space near 2466 p.m. There, both starships were immobilized by the Metrons, who transported James T. Kirk and the Gorn captain to the planet's surface, where the two captains were instructed to settle their differences in a contest of ingenuity against ingenuity, brute strength against brute strength. Although the Gorn captain was physically stronger than Kirk, Kirk was able to construct a makeshift cannon out of materials on the planet's surface and defeat the Gorn. When Kirk showed mercy to his defeated opponent, the Metrons sent both captains back to their respective ships and transported the Enterprise out of the area. While on the Enterprise in 2268, Benjamin Sisko admitted to Jadzia Dax that he would have liked to ask Kirk about the fight with the Gorn captain during this encounter. Physical characteristics. Gorn were a cold-blooded reptilian species with green rubbery skin, red blood, and an average height of approximately 2 meters. They tended to be many times stronger than most humanoids, albeit slower and less agile, but with greater stamina, and like most cold-blooded species, preferred warmer temperatures. Gorn could survive exposure to the vacuum of space. Some humans had an instinctive revulsion to the Gorn, as they were a type of reptile, and may think them primitive or unintelligent. This is unwise, as the Gorn were at least as intelligent as humans. Their ears were simply holes on the sides of their skulls, while their mouths boasted an impressive array of sharp teeth, and their hands and feet possessed vicious claws. They also possessed incredible durability, and were able to take an extreme amount of punishment. During the first skirmish between Captain Kirk and the Gorn captain, Kirk hurled a boulder at his opponent, only for it to bounce off the Gorn's skin. Later, he caused a giant boulder to roll down a mountain and hit the Gorn captain. Though this temporarily stunned him, he was not injured. Kirk finally managed to wound and disable the Gorn with a primitive cannon comprised of a rope wrapped around a bamboo as a barrel, with raw diamonds as projectiles, and a homemade gunpowder mixture as propellant. Technology. As of late 23rd century, much of the Gorn technology was on par with Starfleet's. Their ships were almost as fast as a Constitution-class starship, as it would have to push its engines to dangerous speeds in order to overtake the Gorn ship. Their weapons were described as like phasers, only worse, by a survivor of the Cestus attack. This description may have been colored by fear, as they were later described as disruptors. Gorn shields were capable of enduring an initial full barrage of phaser and photon fire, with little or no appreciable damage. They had transporter technology and possessed voice duplicator equipment, at least good enough to fool a casual listener. Gorn ground tactical units utilized powerful disruptors capable of completely disintegrating targets at ranges between 1,200 and 1,500 yards. Their sensor technology may have been less effective than that of the Federation, as they had some difficulty targeting a landing party during their initial ambush on Cestus III. The Gorn were able to home in on signals from a tricorder, allowing them to bracket the user with fire. In the mirror universe, a Gorn named Slar was a slave master working for the Reptilian Assembly. He was in charge of workers assigned on board the USS Defiant until the crew of the ISS Enterprise took it over. Slar was seen as untrusting of Terrans and vicious when it came to dealing with them. He was ultimately killed by Jonathan Archer. Apocrypha. The graphic novel The Gorn Crisis is the story of Jean-Luc Picard's attempt to ally with the Gorn in the Dominion War, despite a Gorn civil war. The novel, Articles of the Federation, followed up on this and stated that the Gorn fought in the Dominion War on the Federation side. The crew of the USS Enterprise E helped to convince them to join the fight against the Dominion. In A Singular Destiny, the Gorn joined the Typhon Pact, an alliance including the Romulan Star Empire, the Breen Confederacy, the Tholian Assembly, and others, which was to set up in competition with the powers of the Khitomer Accords. In the 24th issue of the Star Trek ongoing comic book series, features a group of Gorn who have rebelled and have settled on the planet Parthion, wanting to live in peace. But because of previous encounters, the humans who have come to mine the planet react with hostility. Kirk resolves everything and forces the humans off the planet, learning more about the Gorn in the process. The issue also prominently provides another origin story for the Gorn Hegemony. Thank you for watching the history of the Gorn Hegemony. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Special thanks to Luke Jackson for this suggestion, and have a great day. Bye-bye.